Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. You're watching COVID-19 India Fights Back. I'm Frank Rausen Pereira. Well, the media has been doing exceptional service by spreading awareness against COVID-19 and has acted as a valuable stakeholder in helping the government in its initiatives, Prime Minister Modi said on the occasion of National Press Day on Monday. Be it positive criticism or highlighting success stories, the media has been continuously adding strength to India's democratic ethos, the Prime Minister added in his written message on the day. Media persons have been among frontline corona warriors who played an important role in educating people and mitigating the impact of the coronavirus pandemic, the President Ramnath Kovind also said on Monday. The Prime Minister, meanwhile, added that at a time when the world is up against an unprecedented crisis in the form of COVID-19, the nation's fight against the pandemic is powered by the restraint and resolve of its 130 crore citizens. In such a scenario, the media has been continuously doing exceptional service by spreading awareness against the COVID pandemic. In this edition of COVID-19 India Fights Back, we will analyze the role of the media in fighting the pandemic. Joining me on the program today are Dr. K. Madan Gopal, Senior Consultant Health, Niti Aayog; Dr. Madhu Gupta, Department of Community Medicine and School of Public Health, PGIMR, Chandigarh; and Aditi Tandon, Special Correspondent of the Tribune. Thank you to all my guests for joining me on this edition of COVID-19 India Fights Back. All right, Dr. Madan Gopal, let me begin the program with you first. Let's first talk about and analyze what role did the media play in managing the COVID-19 outbreak?
In fact, one of the important highlights of any epidemic or any pandemic is information. How quickly you can give the information, how correctly you can give the information, and how soothingly you can give the information. It's not that you are scaring the person, but you are soothing the person also. And in fact, since when the whole of the world was crying that there is no cure for this pandemic, cure for this COVID infection, the media in the country has played a tremendous role in at least allaying the fears of the people, giving the right information at the right time. Otherwise, you would have seen a catastrophe. You could have seen riots also, but had it not been the information which is being communicated in the right earnest, things would have been very, very different. If you look at the role the media played right from during the lockdown days, in fact, lockdown may not be successful if the media has not played its role, because they have allayed the fears, they have worked hand in hand with the government and supported that these are the measures which the government is taking. And the results are now quite visible in the form that the fears which were there 6 months back, now we are not afraid of the infection. We are trying to exhibit COVID appropriate behavior, but we are not scared. If somebody falls ill, the whole of the people where you just recall the days 6 months back, what was the situation? You would have seen now that situation is entirely changed. And that change has happened because of the positive news, positive media coverage, and positive reinforcement of the COVID appropriate behaviors. It has played a very tremendous role. That's why when the second wave or the second peak and the other things are coming, we are not afraid, because the media has at least given a confidence saying that, yes, now if we till the time vaccine comes, appropriate behavior is the vaccine. And apart from that, whatever measures have been having, that is being now percolating to the people. And people are now having confidence that if they are unfortunate to contract this infection, there is a way that their treatment is possible for them. That is, cases can be managed. They have played a very huge impact on day-to-day things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, Madhu Gupta, the way the entire media has come together to report on what's been happening as far as COVID-19 is concerned, because it could have very easily been a very specific science story kind of an issue, but then the pandemic has shown that it is more than science. Everybody needed to be part of this particular story, and that's what the media has done, brought everyone on board, brought everyone together, especially in the initial days of the lockdown when when it was very uncertain, and those were very uncertain times for everyone. That is a thing of the past now. But if you look back, it was something that we had never witnessed.
Yeah, truly, exactly. I think media has really behaved very responsibly. And what I feel that media has been a bridge between those who were deciding that what should be implemented at the national level or at the state level, and bridge between the community and the policy makers. So what was being decided at the national or state level, they were passing it on to the general public. So the scare, the fear was actually allayed by media, because there were several steps which the government was taking, and government was really proactive. As a public health specialist, I would like to really congratulate the way our policy makers and Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has taken a very bold step early on, and media has supported this. And media actually could actually deliver this message in the community that this was a very important step to deal with this unforced situation. So I think media behaved very responsibly in this regard.
Absolutely. Talking about responsibility, Aditi Tandon, let me come across to you now. We've been working from the time of lockdown one, looking at several aspects, looking at, how things were being conducted. Very uncertain times, like I had already mentioned, to the earlier speaker. But like has already been mentioned on the program, the media has acted very responsibly, has ensured that, the right kind of information has come out. And clearly, credit needs to be given where it is due. The media in the country has done well. We deserve a pat on our back, and we behaved extremely responsibly during this pandemic.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Frank, and with both the co-panelists. Thanks very much for recognizing the role of the media to start with. And yes, as Dr. Madan was pointing out, that in times of a pandemic, communications assumes the most important and pivotal role. The last time we saw such a pandemic of such a scale was 1918 at the time of Spanish flu. And we also remember the mass mortality that had happened at the time of that particular pandemic. One reason was communication strategies were not as robust and as strong at that time as those are today. So in a way, we are very lucky to be living in the age of mass media, in the age of social media. The pandemic also posed a number of challenges to the media, Frank. You would also acknowledge those challenges, the challenges of protecting oneself from misleading information, because it's a new virus after all. SARS-CoV-2 is a new virus. The barrage of new information, the barrage of new advice from the World Health Organization, even the public health experts and top medical experts of the world were found to be grappling with the nature of this virus. We today also do not know that when we have a vaccine, what will be the longevity and durability of that vaccine? How long will the protection last? If you and I are inoculated today with the virus, we don't know. So the virus is evolving. And the challenge for the media was not only to keep pace with the way this virus was evolving, but also to keep pace with the scientific and health information that was being given out by the World Health Organization and related agencies, and to actually insulate oneself from all the propaganda and all the misleading information. Sometimes, you had to toe a very fine line, you had to strike a very fine balance. You remember, Frank, there had been times when we were debating whether we should call out the super spreaders by their religion and name. And after that, the government quite rightly came out with a very good advisory saying that let us not, pinpoint who these people are. Let us give them a lot of protection as community, because stigma and discrimination was creeping in. And we were witnessing that very few people were coming out for testing. Even today, that is a challenge. Even though we have testing on demand, people are not coming out and getting tested because they fear, that there'll be red boards outside my houses. My neighbors will know, nobody's going to come and visit me. So, there's a whole lot of challenge the media has to address when reporting stories on the COVID-19 pandemic. And I do believe that in dissemination of this critical information, which often required us to walk the tightrope balance was required on our side. I think the media did a very fine job of it, at least in India, as far as we could see. And that
Right.
is one reason why today the case for fatality rates are very low, among the lowest in the world, and cases per million in India are among the lowest in the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Taking the discussion forward and basically stressing on these points that have been raised, by Aditi Tandon. So, Dr. Madan Gopal, let's talk about this issue of, misinformation, stigma and fake news at a time, where media in the country has become very accustomed to jump the gun. Over the last 7 or 8 months, we've seen a lot of restraint shown by the media. They've been very careful and cautious about putting out the kind of news. We also saw the media come out in help of, several frontline workers when there was stigma attached to the COVID-19 disease as such, where nurses and doctors were not allowed to go back home because the residents in those colonies were scared and afraid to let them go in there. That was the time the media brought out stories such as these. They ensured that there was no fake news. So these kind of aspects too were addressed over the last 7 or 8 months. So clearly showing that the media can do a great job when it wants to.
Definitely, Frank, it's very interesting because when if you recall the initial visuals during the early phase of pandemic from Italy and the other world, so we were quite scared looking at the visuals which were coming from Italy and the other, say, lot of dead bodies were there, and that prompted us to see that what kind of communication we should be having. Apart from that, in India also there were a lot of stories which were doing the round, saying that how the person who is positive, who has been treated, who has been chased right from Coimbatore to Agra, and then he was taken into home quarantine. That kind of stories were there. We started from there. That kind of scare we started. Now we have more or less allayed the stigma. If you go around and talk to the people, they're not scared. That kind of change has happened. It cannot happen in 1 day or 2 days. It is a continuous effort of the media which has resulted in this change. And they are reporting positively. Though right now, the maturity in the treatment has also come. That is also adding to the recoveries and the case fatality rate. But media is playing a role. If you look at every day, we are seeing that the number of active cases are coming down. That's a very positive thing. Here, reporting the recovery rate is high. If you look at the recovered persons in the world, India is number 1 in the world, and the media is reporting that. If you look at the case per million, which my co-panelist has mentioned, we are around 95th position in the world. If you look at the case per million population. We talk about the case fatality, we are far better than others. And if you look at the outcome, this is all coming from the media. And media is reporting, and it is instilling confidence into the people, saying that yes, we are there, we are now moving towards a path where we have to just protect people with comorbidities and the elderly population, and rest we can wait for the vaccine to come. That's the kind of message which is going on. Though the vaccine is not there, but the media is propagating the COVID appropriate behavior everywhere. Every news which is coming, they start with the COVID appropriate behavior. And information is to be on a repeated and sustained basis, which the media has not been effectively doing. It's not a one-time affair. Every other, in a day, you will be hearing a lot of messages which talk about the same message. That is at least it will sinking into the subconscious, and that will at least change the behavior of the person. The ultimate objective is to change the behavior of the person so that he can exhibit a COVID appropriate behavior, and that's the only vaccine at present which is available. Apart from that, during this lockdown time, there are very positive stories about the media. They were reporting how the rapid response teams were doing, how the frontline workers, including the police personnel, they were engaged in maintaining the law and order, and at least helping the rapid response teams. They have come up with the positive stories about the COVID warriors, the medical professionals. And for allaying the false news also, they have come up with a video saying that video checks saying that these are false news, these are all fabricated news, that kind of things are coming. And if you look at the initial phases when a lot of a tag was attached to a person in the religion, they have They have at least come up with the notion and they have changed the narration. Now we are talking about COVID cases. We are not talking about a COVID person, COVID religion, or COVID communities. Now we are only talking about COVID cases, how to treat with that cases, and what appropriate behaviors we have to take. So that kind of sea change has happened over the months. It's not a one-day effort, but it's a sustained efforts made by the media, which has resulted in this kind of change.
Absolutely. Slow and steady, and it has happened over a period of a few months, and we've done it well thus far. So, Madhu Gupta is coming back to you now. So, let's not forget that information at a time like this is very key. Policymakers coming out with new policies, with every passing day. That was the situation a few months ago, because this disease was something new. It was evolving. The way we were dealing with it also was evolving on a daily basis. So that kind of information needed to be passed on to 130 crore people. So that's where the media really came in. The media also brought the community together, brought in, a sense of unity too, and also brought out some really, really powerful stories as far as this particular pandemic was concerned, all ensuring that the mood too was a little positive at the end of the day. So these kind of aspects also need to be spoken about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what also has gone into this period is that the health system has came under this Disaster Management Act, and especially Section 54. It actually basically it says that whenever there is a false alarm which has been reported by media, it is punishable. So, and also under this act, there is a special spokesperson by any health system. So, like for example, we are in PGI, and we are in although an autonomous body, but anything we have to report to the governor or the state administration, and they had their own spokesperson to talk to the media. So we were also united so that people, the community, are not confused about the status of the COVID-19. So they are getting just one information, one correct information from the sources. So that kind of streamlining was also underwent in this time, and it is still continuing. So whenever we have to give any information, like as implementers or we are community physicians, so or any management related information which we want to pass on to the media, so it is being first of all given to our public relation officer, and that is being scrutinized, and once we are sure that this information is correct, then only it was being given to the media. So those checks and were also were actually formulated in the system, so that media is also informed correctly, and so that they pass on the correct information. Another advantage which I personally I have experienced, because we are involved in conducting vaccine trials, so we needed volunteers, and we needed volunteers at a very short time period. So we took the help of media, and really thankful to media that they actually advertise about these types of trials which were being conducted in PJ and other sites in India. And with their help, we were able to recruit the volunteers on time so that we can have the vaccine at the earliest. So media had been a very good, I would say, a very important stakeholder in managing this COVID-19 pandemic, especially as Dr. Madan has also pointed out, in spreading these behaviors like wearing face masks, maintaining social distancing, hand hygiene. So, and now each and every one, you can travel anywhere around the country, each and every village, people are aware that they have to wear face masks before moving out of the house. And I think the credit I would like to give it to media.
Absolutely. All right. So, Aditi, let's talk about some of the difficulties really that reporters and media persons around the country faced in the initial days. What are some of the challenges that continue to persist, and what more needs to be done?
The biggest challenge, Frank, was the flow of information itself. Because as you very rightly pointed out in the introduction of this program, that COVID-19 is not merely a science or health story. it's a story that goes beyond science and health, impacts a person psychologically, impacts the society psychologically, has bearings for the economies of the country. So you see, there is no aspect of human life that has been insulated or that has not been touched by this particular virus. So, to actually encompass that kind of a spectrum, that kind of a rainbow of impact that the virus was having on multiple fields was a big challenge. In the initial days, I must recall here a very important confusion that the media was unable to address for some time was whether masks are important or not important, because the policy makers and the WHO itself was not clear. But in hindsight, we realized that when the virus had just broken out, the availability of masks also was limited across the world, because no country was prepared for this kind of a pandemic. Frank, we were not prepared. We were not prepared with personal protective equipment. We did not have that kind of ventilator system. We did not have that kind of medical oxygen supply. Similarly, we didn't have enough masks. So when we started out, earlier days of the pandemic, WHO's advice was that masks are only to be worn by health workers, if you remember. There was an ongoing debate in media rooms, in editorial conferences, because we were getting conflicting reports from private health practitioners and from the WHO. So official advice and private advice was at odds with each other with respect to masks. And finally, as we go on into the pandemic, we do realize that ultimately everybody is saying that mask is the only social vaccine available till the time you actually have a vaccine. And if you listen to WHO Director General yesterday, he categorically mentioned, Frank, that vaccine is just one tool which will supplement existing efforts in fighting the pandemic, and that it is not a solution to itself. So the next challenge that I foresee for myself as a media person is the post-pandemic era, because people actually think that once the vaccine comes, everything is going to be hunky-dory. So that false sense of confidence needs to be addressed immediately. And health experts need to step in, and they need to give the right messages. Today, Mr. V.K. Paul, who is the member health of Niti Aayog, in the official briefing of the government has made it a point to mention that people should not bank or put all their hopes on the COVID vaccine, that the COVID appropriate behavior is a must, and it will be a must going into the next year at least.
Absolutely, absolutely. The future also is very important. The media will continue to play a very important role in the months and probably for another year to come as well, as far as this COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. On that note, I'd like to call it a wrap on this edition of COVID-19 India Fights Back. Thank you to all my panelists for joining me on the program and putting things into perspective for us. As always, before I leave, we'd like to make an appeal to all our viewers. Remember to follow these simple steps to defeat the coronavirus. Wear a mask whenever you step outside. Ensure that you wash your hands and your face regularly and maintain physical distancing of at least 6 feet. Remember that these small and simple steps are still the most effective to fight coronavirus. So ensure that you follow COVID appropriate behavior at all times. With that, it's a wrap. See you again next time.